communis, which is native juniper, and some people have already noticed that it's really quite spiky compared to the other junipers, and that's a characteristic of Juniperus communis. And if you took just a branch like that, laid it along the ground, or gave it a form very similar to Juniperus virginiana, you would have the common junipers. Now, the interesting thing about the common junipers, and we don't have any straight species here on campus, is that Juniperus communis grows in two forms. It grows as a spreader, so very similar to the larger junipers that we saw out at the front of the college, or it grows as an upright, like for Juniperus virginiana. So it can be quite variable, and that throws some people off. Usually, when something grows as an upright form, it's called a subspecies. But for whatever reason, genetic testing, they found that there is no difference genetically between the two. It's just unexplained why the one type grows up and the one grows out. This is a cultivar of that, and it's called Oblonga Pendula. And this is a fairly rare plant. And the reason I want you to learn it, or become familiar with it, because I think it's really, really interesting, and I think it's one of those plants that has a lot of potential that hasn't been realized in our industry. Because it's got kind of attractive form, I think. And I'm a plant connoisseur, right? You can't say you don't like it because you only know
I don't like
150 plants.
It's pointy.
Yeah, but you got to know like a few thousand before you can formulate an opinion like that. But kind of weeping, it's quite large, so it could be planted in common landscapes as a replacement for larger trees, larger evergreen trees, spruce, cypress, etc. So if you look behind you at the weeping nootka over there, and the one over there, you'll see it's got a very, very similar form. And the interesting thing is the foliage in the spring, the new shoots come out and they're quite light, almost luminescent. So it can be quite attractive that way as well.
That's nice art.
Yeah, yeah, as it ages, and most of the junipers do, but we don't see the bark because they're so thick and dense that they lose it. So Juniperus communis, Oblonga Pendula, it's going to grow about 5 meters, so it's going to get quite large, but when you compare that to a spruce or a pine or fir or hemlock or pseudodasuga, that's all quite relative. Again, full sun, well-drained soil. So all the plants we're looking at today, with the exception of the microbiota, like really, dry, lean conditions. Yeah. Good.